Howdy, guys, and welcome to Dusk Till Dawn. It is day one proper of the live part of the World Championship of Amateur Poker. Lee's in the card room. We're looking at the team event as we speak, Lee. Tell me, whose table are we currently looking at?
Good evening, everybody. Warm welcome from Nottingham. Yeah, day one of the live event. Really looking forward to this. So we're watching the day one of the team event, phase 2. So these guys have already played a round of sit and goes and heads up, and we're now on to the second phase of the day. A table we've got here is a little bit of PLR action. They're down to three-handed, actually. These are all six-match sit and goes. So we've currently got Eamon Conley playing for Ireland, Asa McGrath for England, and we've got Adam Zanowski from Poland. So they're the three remaining players in that. So we're going to keep an eye on this. But obviously, there are 5 other sit and goes going on. There's a whole bunch of heads up on the go. And I've got some news for you, Des. Absolute breaking news from the team event. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Deborah Worley, she's lost a heads up.
No, Lee, she's won.
Yeah.
I want to say she's won 4, if not 5 of them. And you're saying she's lost one?
She's won 3 here in a row and has just lost the heads up. So so she's lost her first one. But USA in really good spot at the moment. Let me give you an update on where we are points wise. So Germany at the top of the leaderboard at the moment on 63 points. Closely followed by USA. They've got 44. Romania are on 43, as are Wales. England are on 40 points at the moment. Ireland on 39. Northern Ireland got 35. Portugal 30. Netherlands 28. Poland 25. Macedonia 24. And Scotland, reigning champions, currently the bottom of the pile on 23 points. But as we know, Des, that can all change massively.
No, absolutely. An outstanding first phase for Germany, Lee, in particular.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they really didn't put a foot wrong entirely. They won all of their sit and goes and won their first heads up. And I think they were playing like the last but one heads up game and lost that one. But otherwise, they'd have actually had a clean sweep in phase 1, which would have been just, I think, unprecedented. I don't think we've had that before, where a team have won pretty much everything they've gone into in a phase. Phenomenal performance from them. So very much they're in a good position at the moment. So where we're going at the moment, we've got two name limit hold'em games on the go, 2 PLO, 2 PLO8, and then a number of heads up games that are happening. Tom's coming over to let me know something. Deb's won it. Tom gave me false information, Des.
I thought she might have won it, Lee. I have to say, I didn't think it was possible that she lost one.
It's a false call from Tom Brady, and actually Debs has picked up the win there. So that's 4 out of 4 for Deborah Worley Roberts for the USA in heads up, which is a phenomenal performance. It really is. She beat Marius from Romania in that game. So yeah, 4 out of 4 for the USA. You can't really go wrong with that. It's pretty impressive. So the plan is this: then we're watching these guys at 3-handed at the moment. I know you've got some of the action on the go here. I'm on the floor. And trying to kind of catch all the exits as they go so we can update the scores as well. Tom's coming in to give me some latest. Okay, so Tom is feeding me the heads up results as they happen, Des.
How's that working out for you, Lee?
It's really good. I'm loving this, obviously, as you can imagine. So Macedonia have just beaten Portugal, but Stefan's beaten Samau. So Samau, Des, hopefully those will remember from last year. He ran very, very deep in the main event, made the final table and finished, I think, second, didn't he?
Yes, correct.
So yeah, superb performance for him last year, but he's just lost out in his heads-up game, unfortunately. And the way it's working, we've got 4 heads-up tables on the go effectively, and pretty much they're dropping in the next match as soon as they're finished. We've got 12 of them to get through in each phase. So that's it. They roughly run around the same sort of time as the sit and goes.
Yeah.
That's the idea. So that's where. So what let me do? I'll give you a quick rundown of the tables. You've got this table on here, but what I'll do is I'll quickly just rattle through the kind of players that are still playing and what they're playing at the moment. So the 2 no limit hold'em tables. We've got Ben Young, Danny Strange. We still go. We've just lost Eleanor. I can see there from Macedonia. She's gone out in Jason Benson update that as well. So she's that. Pavel from Poland is there. Sasha from Germany is on that table as well. Then over on the next table, Bart de Bont, who played for Netherlands last year, he's still going in this no limit holding table. Also got Ricardo Costa from Portugal, Ben Nathan from the USA, Alexandru from Romania, Wilhelmina Conley from Ireland is on that table as well. So they're still five-handed as they go on that one. The two PLO tables. Well, we've got one PLO table here, Des, which is still super friendly because all six of them are still going strong on this. And Stefan Fischer, the Dutch captain, is there. Dan Austin, the Welsh captain, as well, is there. Julius from Romania is there. Peter Wagner from Germany. Liam Candy is there as well. And Jen Mason from the USA skip as well. Actually, we've just lost the player on that table. Jen Mason has just bust the German player on that table, so that's the first exit. Peter Wagner, who won his sit and go in the first round, guys, has just bust in sixth place in his second sit and go. Just shows how quickly things can move. The game that we were watching has got, as we mentioned, Eamon, Asa, and Adam on it. Then the two PLO 8 games. One's five-handed and one's four-handed. The five-handed table has got Frank Bailey, Terry Hollick on there. Charlie Kearns is on there as well. Eddie, the Romanian, is on there. And the final player on that one is Bruno, who's the Portugal captain. So, yeah, that's quite a strong table, to say the least. And then the last PLO 8 table, just to make it very still, is Alexander from Macedonia is still in. Guy Farrell's on that table playing for England. Jerome Dolly from the Netherlands is on there. And Dylan Herbert from Wales. Wales in a good position, Des. Wales and England probably the strongest of the kind of home nations teams at the moment. Certainly put a number of points on the board. Wales currently sitting third at the table, England sitting fourth. So for those that, and I know there'll be plenty of people at home that will be supporting both of those countries. They're very much in the mix at the moment, going into what will be the day two tomorrow. So day two tomorrow we'll play another set of sit and goes. And then we all pile into the MT2 to conclude everything where we know everything can change, can't it?
Yeah, no, absolutely, Lee. Listen, a little update for you from the horse event. So we're in level 11 there, Lee. Blinds at 4,000, 8,000. We have, I want to say, 34 of the 68 players that started left. Let's just have a quick run through them to see who we might recognize from the community in particular. So I see Andrew Duncan making a return to APAT tonight, still very much in that horse event. Vince Ely is there as well. Simon Lawler is still in. Who else do we have? Stefan Roeder is there also. JP Round still has a stack. Matt Shields is playing as well, which is good to see. Peter Thorpe is in there. Peter tipped to maybe take a medal or a bracelet at this WCOAP. We will see. Peter Wigglesworth still playing in the horse league. Ian Witt is there. Charles Mason, Paul McGuinness. Paul McGuinness, in fact, just gone. Charles Mason, just gone. So quite a number of APAT legends still in the horse. But it was the PLO event, and maybe we'll do a similar run through that captured a lot of tonight's action. So 87 players entered that one, 54 left, of which the players that the community would recognize. Let's have a look. Let's have a run through. Rich Baker is still there. Tom Banks, Scouse Bailiff showed up today, going deep into the PLO. Who else do we have? Jason Chilmaid, Shirley Cole, Dawn Cook. Lisa Greer is still in and has chips. John Heath, who we saw take part in the online Day 1C last night, is still in here. Chris Hyam is there. Gary Jackson, Paul Johnston. Who else do we have? There's a lot of players still left here, but Gordon MacArthur, so GMAC is still there. Mark Morris, Kevin O'Hanlon, Ryan Pearson. Chris Webber is still in, Lee, and that's about as far into the player list as I can get. But as you can see, a lot of well-known APAT players among the community still in both the PLO and horse events. The Turbo, I hear you say, we've got 13 players left in that. 86 started, level 16. Let's see who we have left that you guys might know. Scott Wayne is there. We've seen Scott contribute several times. Matt Wilson is there. David Kingswell just out. So Scott, I think, would be the one player in particular that we would know from the community who is left in the Turbo. So that's a quick update from all of the events, Lee, that we've got running at the moment.
Yeah, it's been a packed hard room all day. Really has been. And I was talking to Sinclair on the door, and he said, I thought it was just going to be a bit of a kind of a quiet, chilled out start to the weekend.
Yeah,
We build up to the weekend, and it hasn't been like that at all. I think pretty much at one point, I think we pretty much had, apart from the cash tables in the top left-hand corner, we pretty much had every table full here at Dustle Dawn. So, yeah, we're absolutely packing the place out, and it's going to be like that for the next 6 days. I strongly recommend if you're planning on playing some stuff and haven't bought in yet, get yourself on the Luxon payout. And get yourself registered for anything that you wanted to play later on in the week. It's well worth doing that and getting sorted.
Absolutely. The process on in terms of registration here at DTD, Lee. So we just want to clarify on this. So I think the card room wants to take a common sense approach so that we don't have the cash desk completely sort of timed out, if you like, from large queues. So I think what they're saying is, as long as you're not buying into multiple events on day one, on a day, the day that you're there, then they're prepared to take buy-ins for future days, but ideally past 11 p.m. at night, right? Is that right, Lee?
Yeah, that's pretty much the plan, yeah.
Good stuff. So do keep in mind that, guys, we did go to an alternates list for the PLO tonight. If you want to get in, then you've obviously got the Luxon app. You've got the cash desk here at DTD, but if you want to buy it for future days, post 11 p.m. is the way to do that. Lee, Triplin is out there. Good evening, all. And I saw Tristan had been posting in the forum. Sorry, couldn't be here today. We miss you, big guy. Seb, the Polish captain, is out there as well. He's actually here, stood pretty close to me. So it's interesting that he's in the chat box.
Yeah. He's currently railing, and he's railing Ian.
He is indeed.
Yeah, so,
he is indeed. So what do we want to do, Lee? Do we want to put a little bit of focus in on the table Eamon, I'm calling it. You could call it table Asa or table Adam.
I'll be honest, looking at the stacks here, Jeff, I would be calling it table Adam 100% of the time here.
Yeah, he's in good shape, isn't he?
Very much. Yeah, he's super shape. It's him and all three of them are seeing this flop of ace, jack, king, and they've all chucked it round to a 6 on your turn. They're playing PLO here, remember, so 4-card PLO, and it's a bet out of them, £3,000 by Adam. And Eamon folds and decision on Green. And he's going to reach for 3 of those green tips, and he's going to make it call. So there's about 12,000 in the pot now. It's gone check, and they show 4 cards each, and Asa wins. Now Asa had pocket jacks, so the jack on the flop was good. So good card for him. Although a lot of drawing hands in there as well. So not as straightforward. So you can understand why it was a little bit cautious, should we say? We'll get this going down, but I don't think they're not going to see that down to the river.
That makes perfect sense. And Lee, 15 points for the winner of an STT, 12 for second, and am I right in saying 9 for third, or is it 10?
Yeah, it's 9 for third.
So
it goes right down to points. They're at it's crunch time now, really. When you're 3-handed, obviously big jumps now.
Absolutely. Paul is out there. Good to hear from you, Paul. Good luck, everyone, in everything. See you from Friday onwards. Of course, your mate from yesterday, Lee. You were down at Shea Haycock for the night. Warren is out there as well. Evening, guys. What's the latest you can buy into a comp on Luxon? That's a good question. Is there an end date, or is it the start time of the comp?
I think it's pretty much the start time of a comp. I think you actually can technically buy in the late reg period, but you'll need to be at the cash desk to do that to confirm your seat. So you basically would like buy in on lots and lots stood at the cash desk, and then they would sort out your seat for you. So, but I think anything up to the start time, but obviously bear in mind, your kind of chips then are going to be put into play if you're having to live after a period of time. Just watching a hand here, Dan is all in. Up against Julius from Romania, and an 8 on the river with a queen and a jack means Julius 9-10 plays to make it straight. So he's going to get a double up through Dan Austin. So, and I believe he never win it, but anyway, he did win it, so it's that's all that matters. So.
Very good. Steve 40 out there as well, Lee. Hi all. Hi to you, Steve.
So I thought we'd lost Di for a minute, but actually she's just stepped away from the table again. So still got pipped in the PLO 8. They're 4-handed there. So and meanwhile this 3-handed PLO game that we're watching still continues on.
Yeah, so we're just getting the equipment set up tonight, guys. We'll have additional feeds coming through tomorrow. This is a bit of a test. We'll probably run for about an hour tonight, maybe a little less, just to ensure that we've got everything set up. Of course, tomorrow night, Lee, is going to be a big one as far as the completion of the team event is concerned, which, alongside the main event, for me, certainly is just one of the big events that we run.
Yeah, no, it is. And we know it's certainly going to get lively tomorrow.
I think it will. We might cover 2 or 3 different tables tomorrow, Lee. Maybe have a roving cam as well. It's going to be saucy, I think.
Yeah, that's very much the case on the table Young and Strange on the No Limit Hold'em. We've just lost Wisławski from Poland in 4th place. Picking up 6 points over the team. And 6 points is better than just the one if you're first of all. So,
no, absolutely it is.
Carl,
Carl is out there, Lee, in the chat box. Evening all, best of luck, Team England. Biggest rub down was having a drive past DTD today on the way back to our holiday lodge near Derby. Oh, I feel your pain, Carl. I feel your pain. There will be another one, my friend. Of that, there's no doubt. And Elaine is out there as well. Elaine Cosgrove giving some love to Ian. I think we'll have a very busy chat box tomorrow night. I think it will be swinging in here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Lee, do you know who we met today? Our friends in the Tesla, the Dutch team, who basically drove over through the night last night, and they were watching our live stream of online Day 1C from the car as they were driving. Absolutely hilarious stuff by the Dutch lads.
Yeah, they had a bit of a detour last night. They were they were wanting to go to Cambridge for some reason, I think. And it sounds like they ended up not going to Cambridge, that round down the M25 and back up in all different sort of directions to eventually get into Nottingham. So I think they were planning on being in Nottingham for sort of midday, and I think they ended up midnight, and they ended up getting there about 2:30 in the morning. So,
yeah, to be honest, Lee, there were issues around junction, 2021 of the M1 today. I think a lot of people had to do little detours and stuff like that. But nevertheless, once you get here, it's very much worth it.
Oh, absolutely. Very much. This is starting to get to that time now in the Sit and Go where, they've been playing now for a couple of hours, nearly 2.25 hours now. So those have been hanging on for chips, doing whatever, and now having to make a move. Tom's coming in to give me another result. Gus beat Rudders, okay. So that'll be Northern Ireland beating Wales I think. Yep. So in the heads up. So Rudders has not had the best of luck in the heads up for Wales. It's not really gone his way.
No, you get days like that, right?
Yeah, of course you do. It's a tough one, but that's going to be 4 points for Northern Ireland in the heads up. They've done quite well in the heads up, so they've had a good run in it.
Lee down to 26 now in the horse. So since we last looked at that player list, we have lost Matt Shields, gone unfortunately. Ian Witt just gone in 29th. So 26 players left in the horse. Spoke to Simon Trumper a short while ago. Simon played it tonight, really enjoyed it. You just don't get to play these games very often. But he was absolutely delighted to have played it. Went out a little earlier on.
Are you able to, Des? Are you able to put my camera feed up?
There we go. It's a bit choppy, Lee, but there you are.
This is the horse.
I see Andrew Duncan there.
The upper tier.
There we go. I wonder why. That's very choppy. I think I know how to sort that. We'll get you on the Wi-Fi feed, I think, for camera. It's unusually choppy tonight. And as you can see,
that's the horse event anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a full second level at DTD on a Wednesday night. I mean, it's astonishing just to look around the card room to see how many people are in here for a Wednesday, Lee.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
The Pilo, Lee, sorry to say, Tom Banks gone. Gordon MacArthur just gone. 47 remain in that.
So we're table Young and Strange has just gone heads up. I'm just going to work out who's gone from there now, Dan. So it's Ben Young, the boss, in third place. So it's England versus Germany heads up. Danny versus Sasha. Going to bring back memories of 1966 and.
Are they still talking? Are they still talking about that, Lee? Are they still?
They probably are. They probably are.
Oh, yeah. I don't see it myself. Nick Rawlings is asking, is Charles Mason still in the horse? We're down to 26 now, Nick, and Charles, we've just lost him. He is gone about 5-6 exits ago. So let us know, guys, if you're out there, if you're watching the stream. When are you coming down? What are you playing? We would love to hear. I mean, there's you don't get a sense of it from the fixed cameras that we've got in place at the moment, but there's a huge rail around all of these team tables. It's great to see.
So on one of the no limit holding heads, we've just lost Ricardo Costa from Portugal. So that now just leaves Bart from the Netherlands, Alexandru from Romania, and from Ireland, playing it out three-handed now.
Lee, I see one of the German players playing Ian from Poland heads up at the moment. How are the Germans looking in terms of the tables that are live at the moment, the STTs?
So they're playing heads up against England in one of the no limit hold'ems. They are out of the PLO, and they are out of the PLO 8 as well. So so not going to have picked up as many points as they will at the phase 1, but still very much top of the table at the moment. With USA currently sat in second place. USA have still got Carey playing PLO 8. They've still got Jen Mason playing PLO. They've just lost Ben Mason in the no limit hold'em. So they're yeah, they're looking in a good place actually. The USA team, they've quietly gone about it. They've been pretty quiet, haven't they? We've not heard much from them so far today.
To be honest, Lee,
Um,
maybe you've been in a separate room to Deborah Worley Roberts, because there have been shrieks from both her and Kerry Hollick, of course, when points have been secured. So I would say Jen and Ben, quiet. Deborah and Kerry, nuts. Sound about right?
yeah, that seems pretty accurate to be honest. Uh, yeah, but Ben's very much been sort of enjoying himself and thoroughly glad to be on the team and representing the USA and put in a good performance so far. And
Yeah,
certainly they're going to be in a good spot come the end of this race.
I agree. Listen, Lee, Steve is asking, what about player edge at DTD? Is that all good? Any pointers coming on Saturday for the No Limit Hold'em stroke PLO? Well, we discussed this, I guess, going back maybe 15 or 20 minutes ago. The pointer is get your entries in early if you can through something like Luxon. If that's not possible, then, as far as the event you're about to play on the day, there are lines, they are busy. Get here as early as you can. If you want to buy in for further events that are yet to take place, then from 11 p.m. that evening, the cash desk will open for, if you like, further event buy-ins. So yeah, get there early. That would be the advice, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. There will be on certainly I would suggest on Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Busy,
They're
busy,
likely
right?
to be queued. They're likely to be queued for you to get in to the building. Um, um, we'll have less of an issue as we did today with a number of players that were registering up for the first time. So we obviously had that to deal with. But still, there's still always a queue for you to actually get in.
Yeah.
And then if we're buying into anything, there will be a queue at the cactus whilst
Lee,
you're buying into events. So
I
that's
don't
for
know.
sure.
I don't know if you can see this image, Lee, but this is our camera from outside DTD at the moment. And as you can see, there's a queue of people. These are all queuing up to buy your T-shirts and your hoodies and make those charity donations. So those people are slowly coming through, two at a time, Noah's Ark style. So get here early. That
Des, that looks the wrong banner on outside of Softball
that's
Dawn. What's going
that's
on there? Yeah.
that's detail, Lee. That is
Yeah.
detail, my friend.
Danny Strange came up to me earlier on and said he was genuinely gutted when he got to Dusk to Dawn and there wasn't a great big WCOAP banner on the front of the building.
Oh,
He genuinely was shocked that we would go around photoshopping something so that we would do something like that, Dave. Really, just
well, it just shows
we
you the
need.
quality of the Photoshop, Lee, and you should
Oh,
take, that as a compliment, I would say.
we actually fooled a couple of people that work at Just for Dawn for a split second when they first saw it and just thought that actually something had been done. So yeah, all good indeed, good fun. But yeah, just strongly recommend getting here early. It is going to be busy across the weekend. I've no doubt. I think to be honest, it'll probably be busy tomorrow and Friday as well. We looked at it the way it's going. So
Yeah.
I would suggest, make some plans. And I know we go on and we do go on about Luxon Pay and there's nothing in it for us. We're not on commission or anything, but genuinely get yourself a Luxon Pay account, get it verified, put some money on it, and just it's then like buying something from an online shop.
Get it done.
And you don't even need to be at Dusk Till Dawn to do that, and you can basically just get it registered cash desk, then have a record of your purchase, and basically you're in the tournament then. So and that's the best way to do it. Bart and Wilhelmina are all in on one of the No Limit Hold'em
Yeah.
series. King 10 against 9-8, and I think it's the 9-8s. Actually, it wasn't against them, but actually it was a double up through Romania. So Wilhelmina wins that one and doubles up. So double up for Ireland, Des, which is always
Fantastic.
a good way to go. So
That is great news.
and we are sharing streaming space in Industrial Dawn as well. Sandro and the team from the German team are pretty much streaming in sort of German content, German Austrian content, and from the casino. So they're over doing that and supporting, and they've been pretty much streaming most of the afternoon actually, supporting the German team. That's quite cool.
Yeah, apparently APAT is a big thing in Germany, Lee. Sandra was telling me earlier, the media are covering it. Everybody's super excited. It was super competitive to get on the team. So
Yeah.
they've brought 4 absolute sharpshooters to Nottingham. They, just absolutely blew everyone away in the first phase. Finding
Yeah.
maybe phase 2 a little bit tougher, but still likely to be on top of the pile at the end of play tonight. And we've seen this before, though,
Yeah,
Lee, and
absolutely.
it'll be super interesting to see how they feel tomorrow, coming in with an advantage.
Yeah, it will be interesting. So we've seen teams that have come in with advantage of day one that it's kind of blown up for them or hasn't gone as they would hope it would. That can happen in this particular event. It's you've got to be consistent. What I would say Scotland were last year was super consistent throughout. They just quietly went about their business. And
Um,
I think I'm just looking on one of the other PLO hands. I think Stefan from Netherlands to sort of double up through Jen Mason for the USA.
ah, I have to say, Lee, Eamon is looking resplendent there in his hat. I think we've lost the art of hat wearing over the years. It's pretty sharp there, I think.
It should certainly happen some more. And your board is 9-4-6 base from Adam, and it's been picked by Asa, who eventually Adam fold. Asa shows pocket aces. He's going to take that one down. So chips heading England's way, and actually they tipped away at Adam's stack. He certainly was chip leader earlier on with 3-handed, and he's playing more Asa than anyone. Eamon's quite quietly going about his business. He's Asa that's kind of has chipped away at Adam's stack. So we'll go.
Not finding it as easy now, Lee. So, Lee, just going back to the PLO, I mentioned that we'd lost Gordon MacArthur in 49th a short while ago. We're now down to 40 players. Barry Stansby also gone. Daniel Weaver is gone. Paul Johnson gone. Jason Chilmerd just gone in 43rd. And William Doyle, our most recent exit, in 41st. So 40 remaining in the PLO. Peter Wigglesworth among them. Chris Webber, of course. Who else have we got? Kevin O'Hanlon is still there. Mark Morris. Oh dear. So many players. Gary Jackson, Chris Hyam still there. John Heath still there. Lisa Greer still there. Dawn Cook still there. Shirley Cole still there. Scouts Bailiff, Richard Baker. So still lots of legends in there. Mark Allen as well. It'll be interesting to see who'll take that bracelet at the end of play tonight. So Steve has gone on to ask, I've bought in on Luxon. What about the DTD membership card? You're going to need one, Steve, if you have to register for one here, which you may have to do, because I recall you saying last night that your last visit here was over 10 years ago. The queues for membership, very light. The majority of players who are turning up, of course, have that sorted, and that's been processed fairly quickly. At least that's what I was seeing. But again, advice, get here a little bit early. It's worth maybe getting on the road half an hour early if you can, because traffic is going to be a little bit heavier than normal, given that it's a Saturday and given that there are some issues here and there on the roads.
And of course, it's bank holiday weekend. And the point I made last night, which I will make again, is photo ID. You will need a photo ID. 100%. So, Oh, this PLO game is still carrying on three-handed here. I did say when we were going live there, didn't have to crack it. They got down to three pretty quick. This might not be a table for us to stream, but actually, these guys have pretty much just been going steady since we've gone live for about the last half an hour.
Yeah.
Not really seeing anybody over committing. Because obviously the structure is you can do that, but the first phase finished. It took about 4 hours to run, so we're now 2.5 hours into these sit and go. So we are going to start seeing a lot of these getting down to kind of 2 to 3 left. As players pretty much get short slack and have to get their chips in the middle and take some chances. I was talking about player with their chips in the middle and taking chances. Wilhelmina from Ireland has just bust in the no limit holding game at the hand of Romania. And so, but say adding point to her tally quite nice, beaten by Alexandru from Romania. And so place finish for Wilhelmina. Nothing wrong with that, is there?
No, but
9 more points on the board.
Absolutely, I think Ireland were in third at the end of phase one. But perhaps dropping back a little bit here.
Well, I'm not sure actually, Des. If you look at it, so
is Frank Bailey still in? Eamon's still in, obviously.
Eamon's 3 of 3. Frank is still in.
And I see John Murray is still sat
in the PLO. And John Murray is still heads up against Naz, which started in 1932. This heads up game.
Wow.
And they're still going at it now. So. So Naz was played his first phase getting played the Nolan Hayden in the sit and go days, and he had John Murray and Ian Zlowski from Poland on that team. And he said, "I'm doing heads up there. So can you let me know who I'm playing?" And I said, "Well, you're playing an Irish player and you're playing a Polish player." He said, "Oh, please don't say it's the guys I've just sat for 4 hours playing Poland." Yeah, I'm sorry, Naz. Yeah. Luck of the draw, but that's how it's come out. So he thinks I fixed it, but actually the seat draws for this, I mean, I should make it clear, the seat draws for all of this team event are done long before I even know who the captains are picking to play where.
Yeah,
so
of course.
So we do the seat draw by country alone, and then basically the captain tells us who they want to slot into which variant. So really, it is as random as we can possibly get, really. So we couldn't fix it if we wanted to. So.
No. And of course, we had that moment before phase 2 started where Wayne Parker came to you and made some changes, which he's fully entitled to do. He just moved players from one format to another. Part of the skill in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, when they do that, it's like a magician going, right, I've shuffled the deck. But do you want to shuffle it one more time? so it pretty much is impossible. We've just lost Terry in the PLO 8 game. That's Frank's table. So Frank is now one of the 4 remaining players. Bruno, Eddie, Charlie Cairns, and Frank are on that table. Pretty strong table for PLO 8. We're strong with Kerry on there as well, actually. But Kerry plus in 5th place, which is 1 place better than she did in the first phase. But it's a team game here, Des. I mean, Kerry was a bit despondent after the first phase, and it's not gone well. It's not well. You don't need to worry because your other teammates are getting quite. It's like variant, isn't it? Within a team. So you normally play poker as an individual game, and you're running that variant thing of, you'll have run a bit lucky in one tournament and unlucky in the next tournament, and the whole thing balances out over a period of time. Well, of course, the teams have got that within their own. Their own team of 4. So you don't all need to be absolutely rocking it. As long as as a team, you're performing above the average of everybody else, putting you into the shame.
No, absolutely right, Lee. Absolutely right.
Keep having to dodge the German streamer who's works his way down the card room.
I said, look, Lee, he's taking your space. And he's taking your space. He's out there doing the stuff that you do.
Well, I don't know whether it's what I do, but it's
We're gonna have to remove his license. Have
I
we
mean, I was worried.
Have we charged them a license fee, Lee?
I was worried when they turned up with a big kind of suitcase of equipment earlier on today. Thinking, well, we need to set up, and then you realise they pretty much have a similar setup to us, where they basically work it off phones and with a gimbal. So yeah, that's the right way to go about it. I was talking to one of the guys that does about the Triton stream in London. He was saying they have truckloads of gear that rocks up to a Triton event. Absolute, truckloads of tables and chairs, screens and staging equipment and lighting and we rock up in a couple of backpacks, don't we? Really, and
that's right.
They've got all, and of course, a couple of boxes of merchandise at the moment. So
that's right. They've got all of that, Lee, and we have a Photoshop of a truck,
which is enough for us.
That's basically that's our lot. More than enough.
Our two no limit hold'em games are in the heads up stage. So England are playing Germany in one, and we've got Romania playing the Netherlands in the other. So those two are flying through quite nicely. Di Farrell looks very super comfortable playing PLOH. She's in the really comfy chairs on the feature table, and she's got her feet up on the table next on the chair next to her. Looks super relaxed with her England shirt on.
Shall I, Lee? Why don't we put that second camera? Why don't we turn it round and put it on another table?
I can do. Which one do you want to spin?
So the one closest to you is spinnable. Now, have you had the health and safety briefing as to how to do that, Lee? So come back a little bit to the. Oh, that's a really ugly shot. In that we're losing 3 of the players. Oh, I like what you're doing there.
How about that?
Yeah, come a little more right for me. A little more right. Hold it there, and I'll do a bit of a zoomy thing.
Guy's going to hide behind a chair, so you're okay. So
we don't let people hide at APAT. Okay, at least we'll get a sense of what's happening on that table as well. We're just keeping an eye on that.
Keep an eye on it. So we are kind of like now just in a place where we're just kind of looking around. Actually, England versus Germany, double up for England, ace 10 versus pocket 9. Danny Strange with the ace 10 gets a 10 on the flop, and double up for England through Germany.
Well, that's an interesting development.
Bear with me 1 second, Des. So just saying a quick goodbye to JP, who's bust out of his tournament and going to head back to the hotel. I'm rooming up with JP for 6 days. So just checking everything's good with him.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So a serious question from the chat box, Lee. How was your pasta?
Who's asking that? Who's?
Well, it's Steve, but it's a completely relevant question given the amount of pasta discussion in the group over the last couple of days.
It was very good. The spicy chicken pasta has flown out of the kitchen today. I've seen so many people eating it. I wish I was on some sort of commission deal. We should have talked about this really. But really, I missed a trick there. But yeah, I must say. Look, I kid you not. So PLO table, Jen Mason and Dan Austin's PLO table. They've got they've got a Romanian player in between them. Let me see if I can quickly get my camera on the Romanian player. So there's our Romanian player, Julius.
Yeah.
Playing in between Dan and Jen Mason. But let me sneak round the back here. Right.
Yep.
Spicy chicken pasta.
Is that what that is?
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Spicy
chicken
pasta. Yeah, that's what they're all eating. Everybody's eating it in Dusk Till Dawn. There you go.
Loving the content. And interestingly, on that point, Tomo is out there. We're missing Tomo. Enjoying the commentary, guys. Thank you, Ian. Lovely to hear from you. Hope you're well, my friend. And Nick
Yeah, it's always
Rawlings.
yeah. I was going to say it's always difficult with this team event. We want to, sometimes we've not done streaming and stuff. And we just thought we'd get in the middle of the room and just kind of try and talk you through what's going on to give you an idea of what's happening. But there is so many tables going on with action on all of them. Whereas an MTT, normally you can focus on one table and things break down and happen. With this, every exit on every table has a meaning, doesn't it? So
Yes. Oh, absolutely, yeah. And tomorrow night, this will be gold standard. We will take this up a notch. Nick Rawlings wants to take the stream to an interactive level. He wonders if you could tell Di to give us a wave.
I can. Are you on the right camera? Let me see.
I am absolutely on the right camera.
Di, could you give Nick Rawlings a wave into that camera there, please?
Oh yeah, there you go. With a bit of sugar on top. Fantastic.
There we go. We can make that happen. Tell me, what other poker stream in the world offers
nobody.
that kind of service?
Not even the tower could deliver a saucy wave and the finger all in the one action. That is interactivity for you. Shug is out there, Lee. Looking forward to catching up with you guys on Friday. Safe travels down, Shug. We look forward to that very much.
Brilliant. I know, and there are lots. I mean, you can just hear from the comments the people that are saying, "Oh yeah, I'll see you all on Friday." So again, if you're coming down at the weekend, it's going to be even busier. So if you haven't bought into stuff, and you can get on Lux and Play and do it, I really recommend it. Or either that, or just get but the club will only open an hour before the first event, so you can come down early to make sure you're here. I mean, there are fun and games that go on in the car park for an 8-hour event, aren't there?
Oh yeah.
I mean, Eddie and Di were having a race to decide which one of them was driving home tonight earlier on. That was quite fun to watch. So, all good. I think we might have another bust out on the heads up. Let me find out. So Portugal beat England.
Wow.
Beat Wayne Parker. So that's more points for Portugal.
That's a big heads-up win. England had momentum behind them. Tomo says, "Look, sad to be missing this year's event, but enjoying his hollies nonetheless." Lucky man, right? You're absolutely right to enjoy and to lay your holidays. Quite right. Nick says, "It's what we expect from Di." Quite right. We love Di. It has to be said. Mr. 40 said, "Is Lee going to do player interviews, aka Jesse Klein World Series of Poker?" He interviews a player, then they bust out. I like that, Lee. I think we should test that out.
Do you want what? Do you want me to interview everyone? Just get it. Obviously, I'm going to. I won't interview the Welsh. Obviously, that's and
Could you not interview the Irish, please?
I was going to say, and you're going to be annoyed if I interview the Irish, so that's not going to happen either. So,
I'm including the Northern Irish in that as well, so that's 8 you can't touch.
Wow, that's a lot, so we can't go anywhere near. This is something to get, there's not going to be very many left here, is there? I don't want to offend anybody else. I mean, we do have that whole thing of the series during the summer about the kind of the interview part. We invented that on the APAC show. Come on. That was us.
We did. We definitely did that. Chris Hibbert says, it's going to be here tomorrow. Can't wait. Good stuff, Chris. Look forward to seeing you. Don Roberts, Iron, spectacular bloke. Evening all. Can't make DTD this year. You know why that is, Lee, of course, because he spent all of his money following West Ham to a European win last season, and he's about to do the same again this season.
He went to places no man could go to. Yeah,
absolutely,
really
absolutely. We're going to miss you, Don, but obviously we look forward to seeing you a little later in the season.
No, completely. So the horse has got 22 left of the 68 now, Dave. I think the turbo can't be far off getting to the final table. There might be about 12 left in that. So they're getting close to their final table. PLO still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tables on the go there at the moment. So they're still going strong.
Yeah, still 40 left in the PLO, Lee. We've got 12 left in the turbo, 25 left in the horse. So we're continuing to sort of exit players across those tournaments. Tomo says, interview the English and the Scots, Lee. Well, that's helpful. Okay, that's helpful advice. And Damien says, good luck, Polska. Quite right. Good shout, Damien.
Yeah, let us know in the chat who you're supporting. Obviously, 12 countries in this. So hopefully your country is there. If they're not, well, who are you going to support? You got to pick a winner from somewhere, haven't you? So.
Got to be a winner. Let's go back to table die. So who else do I see on there? Is that Dylan Herbert? I'm seeing in a Welsh.
Yeah. So
got a Dutch player and Bruno Abelo from Portugal.
No, that's not Bruno. That's the Macedonian player over on that one. So you've got you mentioned Guy and Dylan. Obviously, that's Jerome Dolly playing for the Netherlands.
Okay, yeah.
And it's Alexander Kamendolio from down the far side in the red with the yellow.
Very good, and things are still fairly tight on table ASA.
Yeah, they are. Ace's kind of still picking up a few chips there. I think we've got a huge amount. Yeah, Adam's still chip leading on that table. So, yeah, very much. And say Eamon just for a couple of feet one, quietly going about his good one.
Steve has said we need a Wigglesworth live sub feed. I like the thought of that, Lee. It feels like something we could charge for. Do you think would people pay to watch the inner sanctum secrets of how Peter Wigglesworth plays the game?
We know they would. We know people would pay good money for that sort of thing. So,
then maybe over the next day or two, we will do something like that. I think we very well might. Adam Sharples is out there, Lee. Gutted I can't be there this year. Good luck to everyone. Hope it all runs smoothly, but Vegas is too much of a lure for me. Wow, off to Vegas. I like the thought of that.
I can see Simon Lawler is still in the horse, just
yes, he is.
munching on some crisps by the look of it, and then a quick sip of a hot drink, not sure tea or coffee, but yeah, he looks in his his natural domain.
He's in his sweet spot. I think. Look, why don't we do it, Lee? I mean, it's not typically the way we do it, but in honor of Mr. Lawler. The Oracle still alive.
Still alive in the horse. 22 left. Yeah. We've got a bit quiet on here now. We don't just sort of threes and fours, doesn't it? Apart from the two heads up in the moment of holding. The PLOs are all just kind of sitting at that point where blinds are at 2,000, 4,000. They all started with a 30k starting factor, so it is going to start getting a little bit deep for some of these players, but they're clinging on to these points, the all-important points.
Absolutely. Well, I think what we might do, Lee, given that we were, just warming up some of the equipment tonight, we're 54 minutes in now. I think we'll run to an hour. We'll probably shut it down then. I know we have some other Facebook video type stuff that we want to do and get out tonight, and obviously we'll be posting up in the group the phase 2 and the end of day 1 updates from the team event, and of course results from the PLO Turbo and Horse events before we close out tonight as well.
Yeah, that sounds like a very good idea.
So guys, if you're out there, any last questions for us in relation to DTD registration, anything like that, please do pitch it now. We are on our 5-minute countdown.
So let me give you a quick rundown where we're at now with obviously points on the board, but Germany's still leading the way, USA in second, Wales currently sat in third, and there's not a huge amount of difference between those of them. So Ireland in fourth, and Germany in first, and just a 16-point gap. But a lot of teams around the sort of 40-point mark. Portugal have got 44, Northern Ireland 42, England 41, Romania 37. Even Scotland on 23, not having another great session, but they've still got some points they're going to pick up on the on the on the board. And Naz is just saying how spawny John Murray is in a heads-up game. During the
Scots are
you've
going to
heard
be a
that
bit.
before.
They're going to be a bit disappointed with the way today's gone, Lee. Obviously, they had a great run here last year, taking the title down. Experienced team. I mean, nobody at APAT has played more APATs than these four guys. Yet, today just hasn't gone their way.
No, not really. Naz is playing his second heads up, which it sounds like John's getting very lucky and is back all in again. They're all in again. Let's see what's going on here. Naz has got Queen 9 and John Murray goes Queen Jack. And Naz is like, look, how am I dominated again? And, they just got it all in three. The board is 7, 8, 3, 6. Gives Naz lots of outs.
Wow.
And hits the 10.
Sounds like he's hit it.
10. He hit the 10 on the river for the straight. And they're
Wow.
just going to do a count to see what's that here now. I think it's done. So Naz beats John Murray in the heads-up game. So that's Scotland beating Ireland. So some more points on the board. So now Scotland do have Charlie Kern is still playing in the PLO 8. So they are going to pick up a few more points on the board. So they're probably going to end up high 30s, maybe low 40s by the end of the day. Des, that's not the worst situation in the world, is it? Really?
No, it's recoverable. It's recoverable, and I'm just shining the torch on that particular table where Naz has just taken down John Murray and those points. We can see Sandra from the German team just doing his live stream as well. Lee in the background there by the Poker News banner, and as you can see, just across the card room. Absolutely buzzing here at DTD on a Wednesday evening.
Hello. Hi,
And
Mum. Yeah.
huge rails everywhere. Great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I think with that, guys, why don't we bring the stream to a close? Lee and I will be back tomorrow evening with an APAT show. We're thinking from 10 p.m., but there's going to be a lot of content created before that. And of course, we've got lots of results to bring you later on tonight, the Facebook group. So do keep an eye on that.
Yes, we are going to be presenting bracelets tonight because we are going to have a horse champion that's going to be presented tonight. We are going to have a turbo championship winner tonight that's going to pick up a bracelet. We're also going to have a PLO bracelet winner tonight. So the first 3 bracelets of the series, and we've got 25 in total, are going to be dished out tonight here at Dusk Till Dawn. And then it just gets bigger from then.
Absolutely.
So loads going on.
And I'll tell you what, Lee, we ran through all of the remaining players in those tournaments. We did that a little while ago. Lots of APAT regulars among them. So, whether you choose to stay up late tonight or whether you catch this news first thing in the morning, totally up to you. But, I'd like to think we might see 1 or 2 familiar faces among our winners. So with that, guys, we are going to switch to table die. And I think we'll leave that running for a minute or two. And then we'll take the stream down and we'll go back to operating from within the Facebook group, text and image style.